Hello and welcome to the Morningstar series Ask the Expert. I'm Emma Wall and I'm joined today by Morningstar fund analyst Simon Doricott. Hello Simon.
Hi.
So we're here today to talk about Asia funds, and in particular those who have managers that are really good at managing Asian equities through the cycle, because it can be quite a volatile place to invest. So what's the first fund today?
Well, the first fund I'm going to talk about today is the First State offering, so Asia Pacific Leaders, which is run by Angus Tulloch.
And First State are renowned, along with Aberdeen, for their expertise in the emerging markets and in Asian equities. What do we like about this fund?
Well, it's got a very established process, as you allude to, very much focusing on quality, so in terms of sustainability of returns and in terms of management being very much shareholder friendly. And that sort of quality aspect has been unerring over time. You can see it in the portfolio quite clearly, and it's obviously served investors well if you look at the performance of that product.
And Angus Tulloch, who runs the fund, has been running money in this area for decades, which is always a plus when you're looking at these fund managers.
Indeed, absolutely right, and he very much involved in developing the process that's used on the fund today.
And the fund is gold rated. There are some changes going on at the top, but this doesn't affect whether or not the fund itself is run well.
Exactly. I mean, there are changes going on, as you say, at the company level. So First State Stewart is planning to split into two from the start of July. This product itself is going to be managed by Stewart Investors, and Angus Tulloch is going to remain the fund manager, so we have continuity there. There is a little bit of change in terms of loss of resource, because they are splitting absolutely in two, and there'll be no contact with the other side of the group, First State Stewart Asia, after the 1st of July. But still, Angus is able to draw on a reasonably large team of 21 investors. Great.
And the second fund, I believe, is an Investec one.
Indeed, yes. So Investec offer an Asian product that's run by Greg Kunert. He's been managing the fund since 2005, so he's produced a very good track record over that period of time, and has produced very consistent returns, actually, over that period.
I believe he employs a sort of a four-tier process to look for potential equity holdings for the fund.
Indeed. So the product is very much reliant on the four-factor process that Investec have, which is a quantitative process that ranks a huge number of stocks and forms the basis of what Greg does in the fund. There's also a qualitative overlay that he conducts research alongside his assistant, Charlie Linton, and they also draw on the global analysts at the group as well. But primarily the driver is that four-factor process, and that's produced some very good results. It's particularly effective within Asia. But that being said, you know, we're quite comfortable that we see evidence of Greg adding value over and above that in terms of stock selection and portfolio construction as well.
And then the third and final fund is Matthew Dobbs at Schroders, isn't it?
Exactly. So he runs a reasonably high conviction portfolio, Asian Alpha Plus. He's a highly experienced manager. He has over 30 years in the business. And he's been managing money using a very similar process to this since 1995 on an investment trust.
A couple of these managers that we've talked about are based in the UK. Does that put them at a disadvantage, or is Matthew sort of supported by a big team in Asia that's feeding him these sort of on-the-ground news?
Exactly. So, as you say, he's London-based. He works alongside Richard Sennett, who is another experienced investor who's London-based, so he has over 20 years. So there are the two of them there who can bounce ideas off each other. But in terms of research and stock research, they're very much reliant on a very large team that's based in the region. I think they have over 35 investment professionals based in 7 offices across the region, and they're feeding stock ideas through to these portfolio managers based in London. And it's Dobbs's job to really sift through those ideas and find those where the analysts and himself had the highest conviction, and build his portfolio primarily based on those ideas.
Simon, thank you very much.
Thank you.
This is Emma Wall from Morningstar. Thank you for watching.